There's 104 days of quarantinecation, but we still have school in the middle. So the newfound problem of our generation is finding a good way to spend it. Like maybe finding a hobby and reading our Bible, creating cool experiments, discovering newfound cool talents, or giving your budgie a shower. Spending time in prayer, creating arts and crafts, or locating ancient treasure. It's over here! Helping around the house, doing my homework, or camping in the garden. As you can see, there's a whole lot of stuff to do before things normalize. So stick with us, cause Kids Club is gonna do it all. So stick with us, cause Kids Club is gonna do it all. Mom, the Kids Club leaders are back at it again.
your faces. I'm missing giving you guys hugs. And I hope that I'm going to see you soon. But for now, we're going to carry on with this. And I'm so excited about our lesson today. It's about Jesus feeding 5,000 people. And now you're probably thinking, whoa, how could he feed that many people? Where did he get all that food? So I'm going to tell you today. So what I have here is a piece of sweetie, okay? It's those snake sweeties that I always used to give you guys, you remember? So this sweetie is so yummy, but now I only have one. And so I don't know how I'm going to share with you guys, and that's how I'm going to explain to you the awesomeness of the miracle that Jesus performed. Okay, so our story comes from a book in the Bible called John, right? And now John is in the New Testament, okay? So if you have a Bible with you, ask your parents to help you find the story. We're going to find John chapter 6. And this story comes from John chapter 6 verse 1 to 14. It's quite a long story. Alright, so if we turn to our Bibles, teacher is only going to read from verse 5 to verse 14. Alright, so if you want to follow along with me, or you can just listen. So here we go. It says, Jesus looked up and saw a large crowd coming towards him. He said to one of his disciples, "Where can we buy bread for all of these people to eat?" But Jesus actually already knew it was going to happen. And one of his disciples answered, "Someone would have to work almost a year to buy enough bread for each person here to only have a little piece." And then another follower said, "Here is a boy with 5 loaves of barley bread and 2 little fish. But that is not going to be enough for all of these people." Jesus then said to them, "Tell the people to sit down." This was a very grassy place. There was about 5,000 men who sat down there. Then Jesus took the loaves of bread. He thanked God for the bread and gave it to the people who were sitting there. He did the same with the fish. He gave them as much as they wanted. They all had enough to eat, and when they had finished, Jesus said to his followers, "Gather the pieces of fish and bread that were not eaten. Do not waste anything." So they gathered up the 12 pieces that were left, and they filled 12 large baskets with the pieces that were left of the 5 barley loaves. The people saw this miracle that Jesus did, and they said, "He must truly be the prophet who is coming to the world." Now you guys might be sitting there thinking, wow, 5,000 people. And it's important to note, so we're going to go through each part of the story. So we have this scenario, and scenario is like a setting. So let's talk about the setting of our story. So it's Jesus and his 12 disciples and 5,000 men, all right? And now in this place. It's a big place with lots of green grass and things like that. But now the problem is that after all this walking with Jesus, they're all hungry, but there's no food for anyone to eat. So what are they going to do now? But obviously Jesus already knew what was going to happen. So then they found the boy with the 5 bread loaves and the 2 fish, and Jesus blessed them. Now it's important to realize as well, when he says that he blessed the fish and the bread, he thanked God for it. You know how before we eat something, we say a prayer and we thank God for the food that we have? Jesus also did that. And after that, he fed all of those people, the 5,000 people, and his 12 disciples, and himself as well. And another thing that's so awesome about the story is that there was still leftovers. And he said we mustn't waste our leftovers. And so from this story, guys, that we learned today, is that it teaches us that everything can happen with Jesus and God in our lives. And what Jesus does is he takes something and he blesses it, and then it can multiply, right? So our blessings can multiply because Jesus is in our lives. And if we ask God to please multiply our blessings and multiply our days of happiness and things like that, he can, because he is an almighty God and almighty Jesus. Isn't that amazing? And so now what we're going to do is we're going to move over to our craft, and then after that I'll tell you guys the memory verse. Alright, let's go. Right guys, so this is our craft today. It's going to be so much fun. So what we need for this craft is you need to ask your mom and dad for a paper plate. Alright, it's super, it's nice and light, it's nice to color in, anything like that, but a paper plate. We're going to need some glue, some sellotape, some ice cream sticks, just one, And then we're going to need our parents to help us with this craft as well, okay? Because you're going to need a craft knife, right? And then we're going to need some wool. Now you can see here that I have about 3 different color wool, and then you're going to cut it into like into short little strings. All right, so our first step is we are making an octopus today, right? Everyone knows what an octopus is. Hey, so we're going to take a paper plate. Now I've colored mine blue because we're under the sea, but you can paint it, you can stick blue over it, whatever you want to do to make it look like the ocean. Then what you're going to do is you're going to ask your parents to take the craft knife and just sort of cut one line in the middle of it. All right, so it's going to be like that. Does everyone? Cool. Then you're going to take another piece of paper and we're going to cut out the octopus head. Now the octopus head looks like a half circle, right? Teacher has cut it out already. It's half a circle and you can make it any color you want. This is going to be the head of the octopus. Cool, so let's put this here. And of course, an octopus needs eyes, right, guys? So I've made little eyes for my octopus. My octopus name is going to be Sally. So I'm going to stick the eyes on for her. If you want to, you can give her a mouth. My octopus does not have a mouth. Right, you can make her make a little funny face. Oh, mine is confused. Right. Okay, now what we have to do is you're going to take your wool. This is a tricky part, okay, so you have to concentrate nicely. Let's put it on a nice piece of paper. Okay, you're gonna separate them a little bit. Okay, then you're gonna take this sellotape, because now we have to make sure that all of them stick nicely, right? Actually, sorry, teacher's wrong. We're gonna do the ice cream stick first, my bad. So we're gonna stick the ice cream stick at the back, like this. You can use glue if it sticks, or you can use the sellotape. So teacher's gonna use the sellotape so to make sure that it's nice and stable. So you're just gonna take a small piece and stick your ice cream stick to the back of your octopus, right? Like that, so that you can move it. Cool. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our wool that we've now described, and we've separated a little bit. Okay. To make it easy to get all the wool at once, we're going to take this sellotape, take a nice big roll line, break it off, and then we're going to stick our wool down. Right, we're going to take it and then we're going to stick it on the back of our octopus. Getting it all together. Okay, you can stick it in the front, sorry. There we go. So stick it down on the octopus. You can use more than one strip of sellotape to make sure it sticks down nicely. Okay, so I'm going to use another one, just to make sure it sticks down nicely. Right, there we have our octopus. Now what we're going to do is you're going to take your water, right? You're going to take your ice cream stick and you're going to ask your parents to help you. You're just popping it in there at the bottom. Okay, so this is what the back is going to look like, and the front will be like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move our octopus around like that. Cool. Right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the craft. Right, guys, so we're quickly going to do our memory verse as well, and Octopus Sally here is going to help us today. So I'm going to say the memory verse to you, and then you can repeat it with me, okay? So our memory verse today comes from Matthew 19, verse 26. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Matthew 19 verse 26. Right, and this part says, for men this is impossible, but for God all things are possible. Right, it's not a long one. Let's say it again together. For men this is impossible, but for God all things are possible. Okay, I hope you guys send me your video saying your memory verse and say it to your parents and your friends and all the people that you know at school. And I hope that you send me a picture of your octopus as well. Okay guys, have a great week. We'll see you next week.